So good morning, everyone. And today in I Am Woman Hour, we're looking at that very tricky subject called marketing, because so many people get marketing and sales totally mixed up, and they start selling and then they realize, hey, my sales ain't working. And then they have to take a step back and think, hang on, I haven't got a clue what it is that I'm doing. I have no idea who my customers are. I have no idea who my competitors are. I don't know how to position myself in the marketplace. In fact, it's almost like as though when people start selling without doing marketing, it's like doing business suicide as far as I'm concerned. So it's almost like as though we're taking away the knives and the pills so we can really get concentrated on not committing suicide in the marketplace, but to do some marketing. And we have a most amazing marketing guru with us this morning. She's bowing. Yeah, Althea Collymore.
I'm standing. Sometimes I prefer to stand because my desk goes up.
Go. I thought you were bowing. I was thinking, oh gosh, I feel quite prestigious then if you're bowing to us this morning. So we've got Althea here, and we also have Emma by the side of me, who's ghosted out because of the background effect that I have on Canva. So at some stages we're going to switch seats so that Emma can introduce herself to you. So can we put a round of applause together for Althea? Okay, Althea. So shall people start off by introducing themselves to you, Althea? So I'm going to swap seats with Emma. So Emma's going to sit here and she's going to introduce herself. So over to you.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello. Yeah, nice to meet you. So I'm Emma. I'm very new to I Am Women. I went to the event recently, met Cheryl, and very interested to get involved with everybody. So I wear a few different hats, but my core focus is working with businesses around personal development, focused on individual strengths. And that spreads across businesses, from team members right through to teams and management structure as well, and also helping the businesses with their growth strategy.
So
nice to meet you, Emma. Very lovely to meet you.
And you. I'm going.
So over to you then, Ellen. Would you like to introduce yourself in the context now of marketing and sales, and perhaps where you get stuck, where you're good at, what you're not good at?
Hi, nice to meet you. I'm looking forward to this. I'm in a cafe, so I'm not going to talk very loud. But yeah, I'm a holistic menopause coach, so I help women with their nutrition and well-being and mindfulness, things like that, to help them with their stress and anxiety as well during that time. Marketing, yeah, I feel I'm quite weak in this area, to be honest with you. I try and get myself out of the mindset of doing posts on Instagram. I know that's not enough, but sometimes I still catch myself in doing a post and thinking, marketing's done for the day. I know it takes more than that. So I'd like to know strategies of creating relationships with people, really, and building trust. And how do you do that, through cold messaging, or what's the best approach, really, to kind of build your network?
Okay.
Yeah, any tips be great.
Do you need me to tell you now, or are we just doing introductions?
Oh, we'll just do the introductions.
Okay, sorry. Okay. Yeah, I'm just writing down what you're saying. Okay.
Oh, thank you, Althea. So coming to you then, Lynn. So where are you at with this whole notion of marketing and selling?
Oh, you know me, Cheryl. I don't do any marketing. I haven't got a clue. So yeah, I prepare wills and trusts and powers of attorney, but I find marketing really difficult, because sometimes it's like, if I'm scaring people that if they don't have a will in place, then your children could go into care, or I just find it difficult to try and come across as, I need to be more educational then, and not make people think that I'm, put them into fear then to have the documents done. Because yes, powers of attorney, they're expensive documents. You might never ever need them. However, if you don't have them, it's an absolute bloody nightmare. But without actually saying to a client, look, if you haven't got them, it's this, this, and this, then I just don't know what else to say. So yeah, I find marketing really, really difficult. I don't do any.
Right, there we go.
Okay.
Not good.
All right. Marketing isn't that difficult. It's about being very personalized. But anyway, Cheryl, over to you, and then you could let me know when I need to start or when I need to come in.
Well, do you want another round of applause, Althea? Should we introduce
No,
Althea?
no, I don't. No, I don't.
I love Althea, so I just tell people about you. I love Althea, and Althea's coming to speak at the next event for us at the 9th of November. And what is so special about Althea is the fact that she's held senior communications roles for quite a range of organizations. And so she understands the practical implementation of the strategy as well. So not only can she create really cunning marketing plans, but she knows the practicalities of things like, how to develop a YouTube channel, how to SEO your website to make sure you get maximum coverage, how to put marketing content together, the kind of things you should be saying on your website, the kind of communications you should be making with your customers. So she's very much, yes, she can think smart thoughts, and lots of us can. I have the smartest thoughts in my bathroom sometimes. I'm looking at myself saying, oh, you could do this, could do this. And then I come downstairs and somehow after I've had a cup of tea, they've disappeared, and they don't get put into action. But Althea is somebody who keeps people accountable as well with these smart thoughts and actually helps people put them into action. So she knows how to implement across a whole range of business communications as well. So we must have known each other for about, I would say about 6-7 years, must be. Yeah. And we brush across one another every now and again. And then when we get a real tricky problem in Iron Woman where I feel people are not doing their marketing to really help them catapult their success, I drop Althea a message to say, Althea, are you interested in coming back and talking to us in Iron Woman? And she'll say, yes, go on then. I'll do my Iron Woman hour for you, and I'll come to an event and visit you. And then I might not see Althea for about a year or so, but I know she's always in the background and she's always there to help clients in Iron Woman really catapult from where they are to where they need to be. So over to you then, Althea. Can you share your amazing wisdom with us?
Okay, so my thoughts. Firstly, well, I'm Althea. I've got a lot of things that I'm doing right now. So I work at a consultancy firm as a sort of extra income, day income, because my business is quite small. It's only me. It's a personal brand. So I've sort of tapped into income where I've got income streams right now. That's what I'm building on. I do some work. I have been teaching social media and marketing for small communities. I'm just picking up some work with Cardiff University to teach in a community. I'm a content creator. What I would say who I am, I'm a content creator, vlogger, and digital marketer. And in that order. So I love content. It's king, it's queen, it's everything. Vlogging is something that I really put some energy into. Vlogging is a little bit time consuming, so it does create a challenge for me. If you got challenges, one of them I have is being able to create a video every week and edit and do all the stuff that I know what to do that I don't tend to do because I'm doing other people's work. I'm currently working with a sustainability brand. I'm trying to build their sort of website and their SEO strategies and get them up in the spaces that they want to get. So kind of that's me in a little bit of a nutshell. I'm a little bit of a quirk. I like to sing. I practice the guitar. I'm a Christian. What else do I do? I have a 10-year-old boy, and yeah, I just try to do a lot of things that interest me. So this is me in a little bit of a nutshell. And in terms of marketing, when I listen to the three of you, all I could hear is taking 2 steps back to take 5 steps forward. It feels that way with what you are doing. The first question I would ask you is, what is your voice? And it sounds very cliche, I know, But exactly what do you want people to know? I think you need to think about that. So I'm just to let you go with this. What do you want people to really know about your service, your brand, or you? Whichever one is the priority. What do you want people to really know? For instance, Lynette, just as an example, if you say you're offering will service, okay, so you're offering will service, people take a will. That's essentially the transactional phase of the marketing, right? That's the transaction. You want people to write a will with your services. But is that what you're really doing? Maybe you're offering them security. Maybe you're offering them a surety of their future. Maybe what you're really impacting on is a peace of mind for their kids, for their families, a peace of mind where they don't have to worry about when they're gone, what will happen. I think that's the value you're giving to them. So for me, I would say, again, go back a little bit. And I don't want to give you advice now. I hate doing that. So the idea is to go back a bit and see if how you can lay out this as a structure in a small strategic plan, not a big marketing plan. And that's kind of where I would come in to help you structure a plan. Still continue what you're doing, still have your clients in the background, but really take some time to invest time into your business as to lay out a structure and a plan as to how you're going to go ahead. Now, the plan won't be a written document, it will be actionable steps. So you will basically say, okay, I've got a website. This is where people have to go to for the touch point to happen. So you've got a website. It has to happen. Where does where does the conversion take place in your sales funnel?
It would probably be when they call me. So yeah, they go to the website and then there is a button on there they can click to send me an instant inquiry.
So do you need to speak to them for them to go take a next further? So think about whether you really need to speak to them. Can they just say, yes, I want a will? So cater for these customers, but that's not what I want to focus on. I was just saying, if you have customers who really just want to click the button and say, yes, I want a will, you should have something in place where they can start either make a payment, give you some information. Do you know what I mean? You should be able to capture these customers. But in saying that, is your website optimized to compete on search? So what that means is does your website have its meta description? So your meta description is the first thing you need to be able to link up. So it works this way. Google index your website, all right? i.e. it has all of these machines, this little thing that index your website and put it in front of people who are asking for questions about wills online. Because right now you're not really searching for customers everywhere. You just say, for instance, I am a potential customer in the north of England who's looking for a will. I will be searching for how to write a will. That's what I'll be searching for. That's the kind of words. So you need to think about your keywords as to what your customers would want when they're trying to find you. And it's the same for you, Ellen. You need to write down, and that's a practical thing, really quick win you could do. Write down what would your customers be asking for if they are trying to find your business. What would they be putting into the Google search? You know, the Bing search, the Google search, the Instagram search, Facebook search bar. What do they put? I would say I would put, if I was a customer, find a will writing service, or I want a will, or wills for 65-year-olds, wills for something. You know, you would know that, Lynette, I wouldn't know, but you would know that that's the key place to start. And that literally is your starting point for your marketing strategy, because then you are literally trying to find out what your customers want and you're trying to deliver on that. Now, there's a lot of things you can do after that. I need to find out if your website is optimized, i.e., do you have the right content on your website? Does it really speak to people? Is it in the right place? Do you have, is it linked up to Google? Do you have keyword search right? So your keywords will be all what we talked about, and they're in different places in your website that matches Google up. So what happens is think about it that way, it's like fishing. When you your website is optimized. It lands on page number 1 on Google and Bing and the others and a few others. What happened? Oh, Cheryl, sorry.
Oh, it's okay. I was just wanting to ask, because there's a lot of words that you've already talked about, that I'm thinking about. Oh, it's asking me to lower my hand. And there's a lot of things there that you talked about that I just wanted to contextualize. And there's something that I didn't understand about what you just said. So I can remember with I Am Woman, when you were talking about work out what your keywords were.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a stage where I called I Am Woman an I Am Woman business club for women.
Yeah.
And then I searched who searches on business clubs for women, and found out only 15 people had searched on it for a whole year in the world. So I thought that is not going to work for me. So I had to pick out, sharper words that people sorted on. And, it can be quite simplistic. You can put what you think people search on, and then have a look what comes up under Google under those words, and have a look at the bottom of the page to see what else are they searching under when Google starts categorizing, how people search. But the question I had for you, Althea, because you mentioned Google create a meta description. I don't understand what a meta description is.
Okay. So a meta description is 160 word, 160 up to 160 characters. Keep it up to 100, no, keep it 160. So they don't like it too short. Do you know when you go into, I wonder if I can share my space, but then, these are very technical spaces, I should say. The meta description is 160 characters that describe your brand succinctly.
And where do we put them? Where do we put these?
It's basically put the name, exactly what you do, what value you give. So mine would be Althea is a content creator and blogger in Wales. It usually put a location in Wales, helping small businesses grow their online spaces. Do you get what I mean? So mine would be something like that. So it covers everything. I'm a content creator, who I am. I'm in Wales, location. I help, and how you help. So you would say, I help people not write a will, but I help people find security through will services, whatever. Do you know what I mean? So you have that. And that meta description is attached. It is specifically put into your Google Analytics part of Google. And then Google is now going to sort of rank your website. It doesn't happen immediately because it takes about 24 to 48 hours for Google bots to really understand where you are, and it categorizes you in search engines, its search engine.
So you mentioned there, Althea, that you attach it to Google Analytics.
Yeah.
And are you attaching it then to your website? Do you make sure that?
Yeah, and it's on your website. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So on your web page, in your web page, on WordPress, you don't have a place to put your meta description, and Google will tag your website based on that. So say, for instance, Elaine, you said you were a website coach. This is really sorry, not website coach. You said you were a holistic coach, isn't it? Sorry, I don't know why I said
menopause coach.
Menopause. So menopause is really a big hot topic now online. So if you say something about what you do in your meta description, put it on in your Google Analytics. That's a technical space that I do for my clients. So they pay me to do that. Put it in your thing, but I could provide support and help and aftercare, whatever it is, for people. If you want support, I can give you minimal support for free to doing those, because they're quite technical. Normally you hire an SEO specialist, so you hire a Google Analytics person, and you put it in your meta description, and then your website has the first stage of ranking. That's one stage. Then you have SEO. Each page of yours has to be optimized as well. And that is basically make sure that page has the keywords linked up to Google as well. And it goes on and on and on. Each page is on Google, and your website it's almost like as if causing your website to, it's a trial and error thing. you will find it'll drop, it'll go up, it'll drop, and you always constantly have to do it. But once you get it in a way that anybody who talks about menopause, boom, your website show up on page 1. What that means is if 15 people was looking for menopause and your website show up 14 times, you're most likely to get sales. That's how it works. And obviously that's the website, the internet, so it doesn't go 15. It's probably, you're talking about the world, so you're talking what, 15 billion people using the internet or whatever. I don't know, the amount of people using the internet. So you have to think about it that way. And this is where you create in your marketing strategy a sales funnel. So I don't know if you know about a sales funnel, but a sales funnel is just basically a stage of awareness where they take action. And when they take action, it's awareness, interest, action, and desire. They take action, and towards the bottom of the funnel. So say if you manage, so think about it that way, your website optimized, and just bear with me, I'm being a bit optimized. 1,500 people search your keywords. Only about 10 of them ended up saying, hi, can I get some more information, right? Think about it in your sales funnel, that's your awareness there. And then your more information, you've got all the bits, your website has all the right links, you talking to the person, the engagement happens, it goes to interest and then desire and then book. So that's kind of the marketing, that's marketing in its sense, in terms of digital marketing. That's it. The only thing is there's a lot of little nooks and crannies of each section, and we know that, and I can't go into detail of each section, but that's kind of it. But if you're not doing that, you can't get through sales if you're not really starting from that point. You can't. And a lot of small businesses make the biggest mistake of not taking some time to lay out their marketing plans from scratch. It doesn't have to be a 10-page document. You just need what your keywords are, your meta description. Is it linked to, that gives me a little idea of doing maybe a tick, give me a second, tick box exercise, marketing exercise. Because I could do something like that and share that with you guys. You know what I mean? Like a tick box thing. So you just go in, you do your meta description, you get your first sales funnel, your website is there, and your social media now stands at the side of it, supporting it with your personal engagement. So this is where your social media comes in. So between the two of you guys, or Cheryl, you need to give people value. So you need to give people value, and in that value, link your web pages. So I would recommend, if you want to do videos, Elaine, videos are really good for menopause stuff. If you can just focus, you'd have to focus where you want to be. I think some businesses, I'm trying to get there, but so many people demands on my time. YouTube is a really good place, Elaine, for your work. And if you could just concentrate on YouTube and just use social media, you don't have to use all the different marketing channels. Just concentrate on YouTube. Get up in the morning and decide what you want to talk about. Put a camera on and talk about it. It doesn't have to be all singing, all dancing. It doesn't matter. I could teach you how to optimize the video. You don't have to worry about how you look. It doesn't matter because people like real on YouTube. It's not about Hollywood and all of that. People like real. And then you give people value. So either you can talk about menopause, hot flashes. What is that? Just talk about hot flashes, just mini conversations, hot flash. Let me give you some, because I think I'm perimenopause now. Hot flashes, how to deal with them. Cold sweats, what to do. When you're out in a business meeting and you're having hot flashes, how to deal with that. When you, what prescription can you take for menopause? Some things about asking people to talk to the doctor about, encouraging women to not to ignore it. You know, bladder control, is it an issue? You know, your mood swings, how to recognize your moods during the day. I see 10 videos already. You could just how to, is your hair thinning? What supplements can people take if their hair thinning because of hormone imbalance? What's the best facial products to wear? And oh my God, you can do affiliate marketing by doing that, because you can make income from affiliate marketing. What's the best moisturizer to use? Maybe you can give people some quick tips of what to wear just to make them feel good. It's not about being a fashion designer. It's all about menopause, and cater for real women. Real women. Maybe you can say menopause for real women. Well, I don't like to say real women because it feels like it's ostracizing some other women. But you can say something like for women who are struggling. Cheryl, just give me a minute. And then you go into that space where you're really talking about menopause. You give yourself authority online. The algorithm recognize you as an authority about menopause. Menopause everywhere on your website. Your content is all about menopause. YouTube pays you if you get optimized, so that's another source of income. You could start looking at affiliate marketing by suggesting products, suggesting facial products, suggesting yoga exercises people can take. You could do all of that and really build your business, but you would need to start with some kind of little bit of a plan, some kind of plan. So think about what I've just said to you and write around that. It doesn't have to be a proper plan, just write around that, what I've just mentioned, just write around it, YouTube. Then your social media now comes in to support whatever content you put on your website, i.e. YouTube. So your social media, you do some social media posts once or twice a week, talking about that piece of blog post that you've written about 10 things to do to, or 5 things to ways to deal with when you get hot flashes. What do you do, kind of thing. That's a good way to look at it. And that's an example I've given you. So I've given you sort of simple marketing ideas that could generate people to come to you. Now, people might not stick. Don't forget, this is a long game. Somebody might come to you and they might not buy your product, and that's fine, but you keep going. Every 15 people, you get 1 person, or every 20 people, you get 1 person, and that's fine. That's okay. As a single person, if you are the only person in your business, you can't deal with a lot of customers anyway in one flow. It needs to be drip, drip, drip anyway for small businesses. That's the key to small businesses. You wouldn't be able to deal with a lot of people coming at you like big businesses do. You don't have capacity, your quality will fall, you'll be compromised. So I don't know if that makes sense in terms of the meta description, the sales funnel, and consider in your plan a website audit, a social media audit. And a social media audit, you could do a simple one. It doesn't have to be anything big, just basically, my bio, is it right? Is it saying the right words? Do I want my keywords in it? My nice picture of you, whatever, about your services. How do you help? Maybe you want to be more transparent about your costing. Costing is very good. If you tell people this costs £10, they know, they don't have to think twice. So maybe your pricing, when you put your pricing on your website, it is on point and it's open and it's transparent. It's not hiding anything. And then you could go into blogging, writing certain things and whatever. But that's kind of, to me, for the same of all everybody there, that's the same. Sorry, Cheryl. That's kind of where, the marketing flows. So this is what marketing looks like. But people think it's everything big, but it isn't. It's just doing those tiny little steps. But please start with putting it in on paper. Just see it on paper. Have that helicopter view on paper. And then it will give you more confidence to go to the next step.
The reason
that was brilliant. Thank you.
The reason why I raised my hand, Althea, was to just almost give you an opportunity to take breath, because you had shared with us so many ideas, so many practical tips. And that's why we love working with you, because you talk in a real way, a real practical way, where we know immediately today we can start doing some really powerful things to actually create really powerful sales results. Because that's the difference, isn't it? You've given us so many marketing ideas that can create so many sales results. Where do people, like Lynn, start? Where Lynn at the moment isn't even writing her own content on social media. So how can you encourage somebody to just make that start? Okay.
So there's a guy on YouTube that says you got to press record. You have it everywhere. It's just these 4 words. You have to press 5 words. So he says you just press record. Just press record. And he says it in a lot of his videos. Just press record, as if almost that's his mantra. And what he meant he was talking in the context of video, because I had that problem. It took me a year before I actually pressed record. I think, Lynn, just let me know if you're going through this, because I went through it and I'm still going through it. Do you have that fear of putting yourself out there, like really putting yourself out there? You don't like to be in front of cameras or anything like that? So I would say for you, if it's something that you really think, you know what, I don't really want to put myself out there, why not start writing? Write. That's something you could just start with a computer, sit at your home and write. Write your meta description. Write one blog post. Do you guys use AI? So may I suggest Notion, Notion.io. It is absolutely fantastic. Chat GPT is another one. Fantastic place. So basically you stick, Cheryl, is there a screen share on this? When you can you enable screen share? I just want to do a little bit of practical stuff so you guys can see. Okay, so no, enable me to screen share. Host disable participation sharing. Do you know how to enable? You're on mute, but have a look, Cheryl, whilst I talk. So just have a look.
No, I've already made you.
Okay, hold on. Yeah, okay, great. I've got it. Let me just have a look, which is on my screen. Oh, this is easier. It's only showing Safari. Yeah, there it is. Share. Just bear with me a second. I've got lots of things open. So this is AI. So get into it, ladies. If you want to build your business nowadays, especially as a small business, all of the things that I've spoken to you about, you have to do it. I know that sounds, I pause because I just want you to know you have to do it, or else you will not be able to compete. It's too competitive. So AI, just let me go down here. So I'm going to write a blog post for you, Lynette. All right. List 5 things I need to write my will. All right, so I'm asking AI to write it for me. To write your will, here are 5 important things you need to consider. Executor. I'm sure you recognize this, Lynette. Guardianship. Beneficiaries.
That's amazing. Why have I never done that?
All right, so I would say don't take it as it is. So I'll send you that, Lynette, I'll send you that. Take that and revamp it the Lynette way. Put your description, your meta description, your keywords, write it from a standpoint of saying, I see a lot of people struggling with e-wills, I have this, here is the 5 things you think. So the main body is there. Don't just take that and post it because you could plagiarize. Take it and turn it into a blog. Ellen. So get an AI account. Normally you have to pay for the AI. Notion is free generally, but you have to pay I pay about £10 to £12 a month for the AI chat thing of it. So Ellen, I would write, Ellen, what would you want your thing? How to list the 10 most important things, just bear with me, to do when to overcome hot flashes. All right, it's going on the internet, it's picking this up. Dress in layers, stay cool, manage your stress, stay hydrated. This is your blog, but that's not the finished product. That's just the outline. AI outlines it. You take this. I could write this: social media post about hot flashes. So it just gives you some sort of help. A hot flash is making you break. Here's 10 strategies to think. And it picked up, you see what it did? It picked up from the top. So if you do the blog and that's your social media post, pop that in on LinkedIn, put with a picture of you, a nice, wonderful photo, maybe some artwork if you want to, and you've got stuff done. That is as simple as you can do social online spaces these days. This is as simple as this. However, the caveat is you need to take this and make it your own. You could swap, change, take out, remove, talk about your experiences, talk about what your clients are saying inside of it to make it your own. Please do not take AI as the thing. It's a guide. It gives you the outline, and then you take it to make it your what you need to make it. Okay. So that's kind of where I want to you said that kind of answered Lynette. If you are struggling to start, this is where you Lynette, can I just have your website? What's your website? Sorry.
Yeah, I'll pop it in the chat to you.
Oh, I need to get out to the chat. I just wanted to see it. Bear with me. Oh, have you? I can't see it in the chat. Does anybody can see it? You see, so that part, whilst you're writing, that part is that excitable start part, and you guys have to be excited about your business. It's not just oh, I'm trying to build a business, and you have to be excited about it. And I know I sound a little bit overly excited, and that's kind of how I talk when I talk about things anyway. But you have to be excited about it, and there needs to be a massive passion. And some parts of what I'm saying to you also relate to me because I find myself doing other people's stuff more than mine. So let me just have a look. And I'll do let me just do a quick, very, that's a website I built for client. Oh, this is in my way. Everything is in my way when you let me close this. I'll pop your website in there. It doesn't have what's it, .com?
Associates.
Just associates, .associates.
Yeah.
Okay. So LB John Associates. Is that you, Lynette? Is that your website?
Yes.
So it's not part of another company?
No.
Okay. So it looks extremely, you are a personal brand. You need to personalize it, I would say. It looks like a company, an actual company with staff and 15 members of staff. And it's very generic. I'm not talking about the content, I'm talking about how it looks and how other people will see it. So if you can soften it up with you need some pictures about you. Let me just have a look. About you? What's the about you look like? Yeah. So that's fine. Lasting power, attorney, wills, all of that is the bit people want. But I think you need to talk about your journey. Why do you do what you do? I don't know if you know about Simon Sinek, but he keeps saying why. Your why should be a very big, important part. Because you are selling your service. If you were a different company, I'd say that works. But you're not a big company. You are an individual with this personalized one-to-one sort of experience. And that's kind of not what I'm getting from that. I'm getting more corporate, customer service. So this is nice. You see, like having you, I think I'd put that before at the top so you can see it. But I don't want to be critical. I'm not criticizing your website. All the information is probably totally correct. I didn't go through the text, but I was just saying do you guys agree? Just saying it needs a little bit more Lynette to be in there. That's kind of what I would like to see, some more of Lynette. So, but where was I? I was on AI. Just bear with me. About LB. What's this again? It's called LB Services.
LB Jones.
Jones.
Associates.
LB Jones Associate. Let me just see if it picks you up. If it does pick you up, you are specialized in strategic building in 20 years. Yeah, so there's an LB Jones somewhere. So you see you're competing already. You see how you're competing? So there's a company that turns up there. And I'm assuming it's picking that up from the website somewhere. It may be totally incorrect, because sometimes AI is incorrect, but it feels like there's a company out there called LB Jones. By the way, just to let you know, there's a company called Althea out there, a massive multinational logistics company with businesses all across the world, and the name of the company is Althea. I just needed to say that. It's funny. I just find that funny that my name is a company. Yeah. So, Cheryl, did you ask a question about YouTube? It's still on mute. But I'll send you this blog and stuff. I'll email it to you guys. So we're coming back to the same question. Start here, Lynette. It's just a matter of, do you work full time for your business? Okay, so what you can do is start block planning. Your normal activities that you're doing right now to get customers and engage with the customers you currently have, you could continue doing that, but in your day, block plan 2 hours in your day to start writing about where you want to be, your goals for your business. So you start with your about you, start pulling something for your why, because Cheryl, that's the question you'd ask, how can you start practically about you, your why, how do you help, how do you bring solutions to your customers, how do you really bring that to them? Add your credentials to it. So it would be, when you talk about you, add your credentials. I have 15 years in will service. I'm a lawyer, I'm a solicitor, whatever it is that you have that allows you to talk about it. Then your about us page, then your meta description. As I said to you, think about your meta description. I can review all of that for you if you email it to me for free. I'll go through it and I'll review it. Think about what sort of post you want to tell somebody and write that. What sort of post you want? What do you want people to know about? Then think about where do you want to be on the internet? So do you want to be on Facebook? I need you to just write it down. Sorry, Lynette, I'm probably being a little bit pushy. Just bear with me. I need you to write these things down, I'm saying. Where do you want to be on the internet? Is LinkedIn your best space? Is Facebook your best space? Do you need to be on Instagram? TikTok, is that your thing or is it not your thing? Let me just have a look. All of the social media channels, where do you want to be? And the same applies to you, Elaine, the same applies to you. Write down all of that, put it, and every day build on it. Every day, give 2 hours to really doing a deep dive into your business. What are your keywords? What do you think are your keywords? You may be wrong on it, but it's fine. You may be right on it, but it's fine. But what do you think your keywords are? There's a lot of software to help you with that. But I would say if you want to write quickly, start with Notion or ChatGPT if you're already using it, and make it help you write stuff. Have a sort of like a very broad-based sort of document that says, this is where I am. What's your social media handles? Write all of them down. What's what spaces are you in? Your customer persona. I shared a customer persona on the I Am Woman's Business thing. I don't know if you saw it. I shared a customer persona. Write one of that, even if it's not really accurate, but just write one of that. Who do you think they are? Where they come from? What do they like? What do they dislike? How do they come to you? Then I need you to write your customer journey. Think about where you start with them. Think about how they get to know you and walk through the entire journey. So basically, where do they find you? When they find you, what do they do? What do they click? Do they click that link or this link or that link? Do they not click this link or that link? When you close in your sales, how do you do it? What happens? You need to write these things down. You need to take all of that out of your head because you know that, and write it down. And then I could help you develop a sort of a plan around it. Your customer journey, your customer persona. One way you could know your customer persona is having some kind of short survey on your website where people can click. So that is a practical thing that you guys can do right now to help get your marketing started. Cheryl?
Lovely. Could you come off share for us, Althea?
Oh, sorry. Am I still on
It's
share?
okay.
Stop sharing. Yeah.
Oh,
So
wonderful.
yeah.
Oh gosh, we've learned so much from you, Althea. Absolutely amazing information. And it makes you realize you just can't get into selling until you've really sorted out your marketing. And you can see where people go wrong because they keep themselves busy selling and selling and selling using different approaches, but they've never thought anything through via doing some, really detailed marketing. And you've given us such an amazing list of things we can just all get on with and make such a massive difference to our effectiveness today just by sorting out these meta descriptions, and attaching it to our website and attaching it to our Google account there. And so much information. I feel as though I want to watch this video 10 times to pick up all the points that you've mentioned. We're getting to the stage now where we get feedback from everyone with regards to what have they learned and what are they going to do to make this massive step forward. So don't panic, everyone, because Althea will be back, and Althea will be joining us on the 9th of November at our live event in Llantrisant, in the beautiful retreat lodge we're hiring. So I'm going to invite Emma to come back. And whilst Emma's getting comfortable, we'll come to you, Ellen. So Ellen, can you share with Althea what it is that you've learned today, and what are you going to do first and put into action?
That's brilliant. Thank you so much. So much valuable information. Definitely want to get on YouTube and do videos. I love that idea because I'm comfortable doing that. And just putting those 2 hours a day aside, especially now in my business, it's quite fresh, it's quite new, and plan and knowing exactly where I'm going, how I'm getting there. So yeah, I've recorded this on my phone, so I'm going to listen back now, driving back to South Wales. So thank you. So valuable. So much brilliant information. I need to get my ass into gear and do it all.
Yeah, thank you very much. That was really informative. I think for me, I really do want to take some time to focus on that, having an authority voice online, and I think getting some blogs and things together, and maybe looking at doing some online videos as well is definitely something that I need to focus on and will focus on. So yeah, thank you. I'm going to swap back. We can swap it back.
And Lynn, share with us what it is that you've learned this morning and how you're going to put things into action.
Well, that was absolutely amazing, to be honest. Clearly, I need to look at my website because there's just not enough on there about me. I think probably setting out, it was meant to look more like it was a company, because I felt sometimes that clients tend to go to bigger firms, well-established firms, and if they thought it was just little old me on my own, it would probably put them off just because of the type of work I was actually doing. So I suppose recognizing that they may actually want to work with me, not a large corporate firm. Yeah, maybe look at changing the website.
Lynn, can I just say, if that is your strategy, that's fine. Because I didn't know that. Now that you say that, because it's all about strategy. It's all about strategy. If that is your strategy, that's fine. But you need to be confident that this strategy will work. Did you get what I mean?
I think it was more for, because that's where I came from. I came from a large corporate firm, of 20 years. So I just followed their model, I suppose.
Yeah. But do you think it works for you?
Probably. I don't know. I've survived 6 years. So it's not it's not terrible, but yeah, it could be better if it was more about me. I don't know, something I would have to look at, I suppose.
I personally think it's be more about you. And I think if you're trying to compete as a personal brand with the big companies that provide probate law, I think it's going to be a massive climb. So instead of trying that, to me, I think you should talk to the everyday woman who wants a will, rather than trying to compete with a big corporate. Because you from that background, and I think people would trust that. You know what I mean? Because you have that experience and you have that know-how and you've worked in the sector. Why not showcase your authority, like stamp your authority on your business to say, you know what, I know what I'm talking about. I have experience in it for years. I've done it, I can see that I don't know if you, as everybody can, I don't know, it would be great to see what the other people think, but I think if people can see your authority as an individual who knows in the ins and outs of wills and your writing wills and stuff like that, I think that would work better as a strategy than trying to compete with bigger corporations, because I find corporates tend to stay with corporates.
Yeah,
that's kind of my experience. If they're big, they only trust what's big, just like them. So for instance, I want to write a will. You don't know that. I don't have a will, and I want to write a will. I have been thinking about it for years, and one of the biggest problems people have with will is that they just keep putting it off. So you can keep that message going, but I think a better strategy would be personalizing it. However, if you think the corporate thing is better because you know your business much better than me, have a
well,
think.
to be fair, I'm learning all the time, even now. And Cheryl, proud because I've never even asked for a testimonial in these past 6 years. But this last week, I asked 3 clients that I'd finished working with to write me a testimonial. And I was like, oh, the dread of actually writing it and what was going to come back. And, I knew I did a great job. Their LPAs come back all registered, no issues, no troubles. So I was thinking, right, that's the ones to ask, because nothing have gone wrong. If all gone smoothly, what could they possibly say? So I am getting a little bit better at being more personal. But yeah, last 6 years, I haven't even asked anybody. So I am getting it.
Sorry, I may be taking. And also, do you know, a little quick idea? Do you know you've been in 6 years? You've had all these customers. You should create a grid. Just, what a grid is like. I'm just a matrix, and measure your customer satisfaction from 1 to 5, and put you and then you could come out with your star. You know what I mean? You could say my customer satisfaction is 5 stars or 3 stars. Just do it honestly, so nobody will, it can't be disputed. But just do it honestly. How many ticks, or maybe go back to all your customers and just ask them, how did you feel about my thing? And then get so you can actually get your sort of like, put a star on your website that says 5 stars. All 30% of my customers or 60% of my customers give me 5 stars rating for my service. That is very good for last will and testament building, because people like to know that, oh, if other people have done it, I will, because yours is all about this kind of, because I think I couldn't just go and tell people I can write a will. Can I?
No. Well, you probably could, but what that would turn out like after your days would probably be a disaster.
Yes. So but do you get what I mean? Do you get what I mean? It's not a business that you can just say, oh, do you know what? I'm just going to be a will writer now. You've got to zone in, your words got to zone in onto that fact that you are an authority. You know the crap. You know sorry, not crap. I was going to say
it is.
But you know the stuff. You have expertise. You've worked for how many years in the sector? Are you a solicitor? Do you have to be a solicitor to do it?
I'm a chartered legal executive, so I'm a lawyer. So I only specialize in a field. I don't, do law in general. I just do one area of law.
Yes. So people need to know that about you. This is a specific license skill.
Yeah.
I need to get that on the website. You need to start thinking about, in the Caribbean, we say, big up yourself. You need to start thinking bigger than you really are, because you are in a licensed profession or a semi-licensed profession where not anybody can just rock up and say they're writing wills. And that needs to be right through all your keywords and your work and whatever. I am a solicitor or lawyer, whatever you just said. I'm this, I can that. I have 15 years of experience. I know what, and then the deep dive is in the blogs and everything, and the little snippets and golden nuggets that you give people about it. I think that would be very helpful. So just think about that in your writing. When you're writing that big marketing plan, think a little bit deeper about your work rather than just take a will.
Yeah.
That's kind of,
Well,
thank you. You've been amazing.
Isn't she great? Althea, you are such a superstar. And so many people will love listening to this recording, because some of our members can't turn up this time, but are all waiting for this copy of the recording. So please could we put our hands together for the amazing Althea?
Thank you very much. Yeah.
And we look forward to seeing you on the 9th of November at our live retreat. I'm so looking forward to it. And we're going to be focusing that day more on YouTube.
YouTube, okay.
So everyone can start thinking about how they're going to optimize who they are, what they do via YouTube. And it's such a topical subject, isn't it? Because I started having a conversation with Althea again because somebody had watched one of our recordings. Somebody was obviously looking for some SEO work and said, why aren't you optimizing your YouTube clips? So I immediately got onto Althea and said, Althea, I didn't even know you could optimize through SEO your YouTube clips. And Althea said, well, of course you can. And I'm thinking, wow, that's a huge piece of knowledge I've missed out on there. And also recognizing, you know, some people who are social media influencers are not using YouTube. And you think, why aren't people using YouTube? It's a massive space. So that's what Althea is going to be talking to us about on the 9th of November. Do you want to do a quick intro on that, Althea?
Yeah, so on the 9th, I'll be going through, I did it before, I'll be going through YouTube. The first thing is basically, YouTube is all about demonstrating your value and growing your audience. So if you think of other social media spaces, it's not social media, it's a search engine. Just remember that it's a search engine. So there is opportunities to, if your video if you monetize, 10 years down the line, you could be still making money from YouTube from a video you did 10 years ago. That's the difference. And YouTube doesn't go away like Facebook and Twitter. You know what I mean? You do something amazing, it gets, and then goes flat down. YouTube, if you do something amazing, it stays amazing and it just gets more and more amazing. And that comes with time. YouTube is a lot of work. I am struggling with the time to put into it, but it is a lot of work. But I will be teaching you how to understand the basics of YouTube, setting up, video recording. I probably will ask people to do something very practical because YouTube is extremely practical. It's not about all the words and whatever. It's practical. I will send something to Cheryl where you guys will need to make some preparation. So you come ready for camera. I will ask people to write. I'll send a template to write let me just make a note of it, to write a description of what you want to talk about. So there's the intro, the outro, what you want to talk about, the details, a summary, and blah, blah, blah. So people have something to go home with and they can practice. And then maybe we'll do a little bit of, Cheryl, if you can, we can probably do a little bit of practice, have people to talk in front of the camera. That would be really helpful. I will be giving some snippets about video editing because there is a video editing thing, but you have to edit the videos. The best features, and I will be teaching a little bit of design skills to create your nice thumbnail, when you go like, or this to create lovely thumbnails. I will be teaching a little bit about that, not a lot, but a little, because they're in the night, you can't do so much, but a little bit about that. And that will give you guys enough, more than enough for you to go on and do it on your own. Or I do charge for my services to do stuff. So if people want me to do something for them, even now I do charge for it. There's a small charge that I charge for my services, but it'll be more than enough for you to go ahead and get on YouTube and get your stuff out there.
So each person who comes as a speaker has a consultancy space where they can come and see the speakers for 10, 15 minutes afterwards. So we could give you a space. There's an amazing space there with a balcony that overlooks the hills. So you could do some sort of one-to-ones with people afterwards. So if they wanted to do a quick sort of 10 minutes with you, they could come and see you. And that would be a great space for them to do a little, read their script.
Yeah. And I will create a blog on that day. I will create a blog for myself for what I'm doing to showcase my work. So I'll have my camera and I'll be recording almost everything I try to do on the day.
Well, it's going to be fabulous. Can't wait to see you. So
one of the things you can do is, Cheryl, encourage people to bring the camera and the laptop for that day, because that's what YouTube is about. It's not really, it's YouTube is camera action. That's what it is. Encourage people to bring the computer and the camera if they have. It could be their phone camera and hopefully a tripod. A tripod is easy to get. So I would give you a little list, Cheryl. I'll ask you people to buy that. £15 of Amazon. Everybody have one ready. Because you get what I mean? You can't go, oh, my camera, your camera, send me the video. No. Everybody will capture their own stuff and they could just go home with it and do what they need to do.
Can't wait. I can't wait. So thank you again, Althea, and thank you everyone who showed up this morning. Even Emma, we've been eating Rocky Road rice cakes this morning. So thank you everyone for showing up, and enjoy the rest of your week. And we look forward to seeing Althea on the 9th of November in the Amazing Forest Retreat. So thank you, Althea, again. And thank you, everyone. And look forward to catching up with everyone soon. So thank you.